Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to make a really quick, cheap follow focus for your DSLR. This is a Canon 50mm 1.8 lens, and if you look close, hopefully I got it in focus here, very thin focus ring, and it's actually kind of angled forward, so there are some products on the internet that you can buy, but I didn't want to pay for such a... I mean, they do solve a problem, but it's just seems like a lot for a little piece of metal, you know, just to put on the front of this. And I'm not ready yet to rig this thing up and spend a lot of money on a nice setup. So I got some zip ties here and a rubber band, and this is a grip off of a pencil, a little lead pencil. And the nice thing about this is the end of this fits really nice over the connector on the zip ties, and it doesn't really come off unless you pull it, and it will help if you put a little zip tie around the edge of this if you really want it to be more permanent. But the nice thing about this is it gives it a nice stiff arm instead of the flexible zip tie. But this works too. You know, it has different effects. So I like this little arm. So basically what you want to do is make sure that your protection is on there, your lens covers are on there. You don't want to hurt your lens. And then just put your rubber band over. And the thing about this rubber band, you kind of want it to be about the same thickness as your zip tie, maybe a little thicker. But you can't go too thick because this is a very thin lens ring. It's hard to catch, and it's very easy to lose it, let it fall forward. So once you get it on there, just kind of push it tight against the body. It'll kind of give it a little bit firmer motion when you're using your focus. If you like it quick and loose there when you're focusing, then maybe you don't push it so tight against the body. But either way, I think as you use it, it loosens up. Okay, so then all you got to do next is line up where you want it. So the 50mm is at the top once this is clicked in, and then you just want to make sure that you're lining it up to where you're not, you know, to where it's in a comfortable position. Because if this is at the top and then your next position is here, that's going to be kind of awkward for you. So you just want to zip tie this together, get it going. Don't go too far. Slip it over, just like that. And then check your, snug it up a little bit so you can check your positions. There's two positions. See where those are. Make sure they're comfortable. And for me, that's a bit too high, so I'm gonna tip it down. And make sure you're not too tight yet, because it's gonna be very hard to spin this if you're clamped down onto the rubber band. I'm gonna go a little more. Let's see what that's like. And while you're doing this, make sure your rubber band stays on, stays in place, because that's your grip. All right, I think this is good for me. So once you get it good in the spot that you like, hold it tight and clamp it down. Be very careful. You don't want to hurt your lens, especially this one. This is all plastic. Okay. Once you're done with that, just take your little pencil grip and shove it over the zip tie connector. And now you have a very, very cheap follow focus that should give you a little bit easier motion than having to wrap your hand around and turn the ring. And then the last thing you can do if you really want is you can put a little piece of white electrical tape. The white doesn't get as gummy as the black, you know, when you take it off. But still, you're putting tape on your lens. That's okay. Cut a real thin strip, put it on your zip tie. And then you can use a dry erase marker or something to put your little marks there. And that's how you make a really, really cheap follow focus for your DSLR.